Well, hello everyone. I hope you're having an amazing, amazing day. And if you're here live for our Monday Lives, I want to commend you. I know some of you have scheduled at this time to come on and join me every Monday. And if someone has shared this with you or you're checking it out, my name is Susan Sly and I am an entrepreneur. I'm a mom of 5 and like many of you have a lot of life going on, and these Monday Lives are just meant to be raw, real, just direct. And today we're going to be talking about how to keep your business more organized. So whether you're a small business owner, solopreneur, network marketer, whatever it is you've got going on, that's going to be the focus. And of course, just before I came on to do this live, I like to give you a glimpse into my everyday life. So I get an email from school and the flu is going around and they have segregated the children. And, there are all these signs you have to look for, and they've canceled after school programs, which means I have to cancel a meeting. That I had just worked really hard to book over the weekend. After this, I leave this live and I have a couple minutes before I go into a live with my friend Eric Worre. So it's life, right? How many of you have life going on? And, we all do. And on top of it, we've made the bold decision to be entrepreneurs, to be in business. And on this page, there are people from all over the world, from Nigeria and from the UK and from Malaysia and India and Ireland and the Netherlands and Australia, New Zealand, US, Canada, everywhere. So wherever it is you are in the world, especially if you're juggling work and life and business and everything, I get you, I got you, I feel you, and it can be challenging. So one of the challenges we face in business is that, it's hard sometimes. Like, we're going from meeting a potential client to doing a follow-up to, oh my gosh, I've got to log my mileage to all this stuff. And in the beginning in business, until we start making enough money to hire people, we're wearing all these different hats, right? So you're the CEO, you're the CFO, you're the COO. And if you don't know what those are, that's a challenge because you do need to know all those things. You're the marketing officer, you're the salesperson, you're the legal person, you're all of it. And it's tough. And even for myself, if you don't know me, or if you do, so I have 3 companies, and in one of my companies, we are a concierge firm for small business owners. So we look at what are your goals, and we help you match your tech with your goals, which is really, really cool. So whether it is you need a CRM or you need text blasting or scheduling, whatever you got going on, we want to help you succeed. And we help a lot of business owners do that. And that's where I also teach productivity and time management business, that kind of stuff. And then I have a business where I have a network marketing business, and that is just a full-fledged, all-out, all-consuming affair. And I have in that business, many, many, many people in my organization. So I've got that going on. And then I have my startup company. And so plus the kids who are range in age from 8 to 24. So I know many of you have a lot of things going on. And when we get together for these trainings, whether you listen to a podcast of mine or whether you decide to come work with me, it doesn't matter to me. This is one of the ways that I get to give back. So I always promise that every week when we work together, you're going to leave with a couple of things you can take away, real stuff that I wish I had when I was new to entrepreneurship, that I wish, someone had said to me, things that you can take away that are tangible and real. So with that, it's great to see you. Bruce, hey, thanks. Yes, I just released a new podcast on iTunes with Sandy Botkin. He is a tax attorney. He's a CPA, and he's talking about the new tax changes here in the US. So you definitely want to check that out. That's on iTunes. Download it, share it, give it a great review. So that one just dropped today. So it's out there in the world. And even if you're not in the US, it is phenomenal. The other thing I do want to share is my class Business Academy is coming up. It starts Monday, the 26th. And this is not for you if you are still trying to figure out what business you're in, what you want to do. This is really for people who are quite serious. And it's also for people who want to save money. What I teach you to do over these 8 sessions is how to build your business, how to really do some really cool stuff, branding yourself, and do it on a budget so you're not spending tens of thousands of dollars hiring other people to do it. So we talk about, who is your avatar? How do you market to them? What is a lead magnet? How do you do attraction marketing? And there are other programs out there that you can pay for and pay lots of money for. My goal is to teach you how to do it yourself so you become self-reliant. And because of my background, I could charge about $10,000 for this course. It's $997. I literally, because I keep it super small, I have 5 spots left and that's it. So we actually do turn people away. You can't just buy it and say, yes, you're going to get it. Actually, my COO declined someone because it's just not, she's not the right fit for the program. So if you are serious about taking it to the next level, go to my website, susansly.com. and do check it out. So with that, let's get started. So today we're going to talk about the importance of logging everything. And I know some of you are like, Susan, oh my gosh, this is like the most boring thing. But if you're in business here in the United States, you are 800% more likely to get audited in a small business, 800%. And if that doesn't make you feel like you want to vomit a bit in your mouth, I don't know what does. So logging things is very important. And unfortunately in small business, and especially in businesses like network marketing, people I have found do a horrible job of logging things. And so the techniques I'm going to teach you today, for some of you, it's going to be review. For some of you, it's going to be, common sense. But just because something's common sense doesn't make it common action. And so I've had several of my students who've been audited and they thank me because these are the techniques that I have been teaching them. So I'm sorry if you find this boring, but just because it's boring doesn't mean it's not essential. So let's get going. The first thing is that we want to talk about is making sure that you are physically writing everything down. I do recommend using a paper day planner. The reason being is because it should be chronology of everything you're doing. It's not necessarily going into all the details of why you did it, but it should really articulate for you, who are you talking to? When were you talking to them? What meeting you were doing? Because according to, and this, is dependent on the country you're in. But according to Revenue Canada, according to the IRS, you need to be proving almost an hour a day of business activities. And these are things that really center around generating new clients and developing your new sales coming into your organization. So if all you do is watch, Zoom recordings, or you are, just surfing, social media, that could potentially be denied if you are ever audited and trying to take your full business deductions. So this, what we want to do here is just use a very straightforward paper planner. Now, you may be saying, Susan, why do I need a paper planner? Because I have iCal, I have Google Cal, I have Outlook, whatever it is you have. I suggest you back everything up on paper because sometimes you do lose things. And the other thing is, if you are audited, they can go back in time. And so you have the opportunity, if you haven't backed everything up on paper, to hand over your laptop. Or if you're like me, I have bins and bins and bins of paper planners and notebooks that I would hand over in the case of an audit. One of my students was just audited. She sent me a thank you note. She's like, I knew this day would come. The auditor could not believe how organized I was. What they thought was going to take weeks literally only took a couple days, and it's all good. I'm good. Everything's good. I had another student of mine who has a special needs child, and because she had been so organized, the audit day did come and she was able to hand everything over so easily, didn't lose sleep over it. And I'm going to be bold and say this, my husband's a chartered accountant. One of my friends used to work for the IRS. Everyone's just doing their job. And so in business, we're just doing our job. If you are audited, that auditor is just doing their job too. And, you know, it's not that it's a bad word. They're just checking to make sure you are doing what you say you're doing. So with a day planner, I just like, you know, I recommend this one. You just get it at Staples or Office Max or wherever, anywhere in the world, DayMinder. And the DayMinder, and the version code is GC520. I do not get paid from DayMinder. I love DayMinder. People are like, oh, Susan, I use the Passion Planner and I put all the stickers. I'm like, God bless you. That's fantastic. The IRS auditor, the CRA auditor, your auditor in Australia, the UK, wherever it is, they don't care about your stickers. They don't. You may like your stickers, and that's fantastic. They don't care about your stickers. So in this planner, I like this one because it just goes 15-minute increments. It starts at 7 in the morning. A lot of days I do start early, and it goes all the way up until 10 o'clock at night. And so you're marking in who it is you're supposed to meet with. Today, I have an insane day. Do you guys want to hear about what my day is today? Just so you get the idea of what it looks like. So this morning I had volunteering at my girls' school, and then I started at, that went on from 8:30 to about 10 o'clock. Then I had my first meeting at 10, then one at 10:30. Then I did a group leadership training at 11. Then I had a staff meeting at 12. Now I'm doing this Facebook Live. I have a half-hour break, and then I am doing another Facebook Live, as I mentioned, with Eric Worre. I had another meeting. This one was rescheduled. So what I do is I write rescheduled in it. So if the auditor ever has to look at that, he knows, or she, that it was rescheduled. Then I have another meeting, and then a face-to-face, which I'm going to have to move because with my littlest one being quarantined, I don't want to give anyone the flu. So that's kind of like today, and tomorrow is a whole different day. I started in the morning at 7:15 with my friend is hosting a prayer breakfast, and then I have prep work, and then I have a meeting, and then we have our Accelerate coaching class. Then I have a half-hour break, then I have another meeting, then I have a health appointment, and then I have back-to-back meetings. Then at 6 o'clock I have another presentation, and then I teach my Organize Your Life class. And so Bruce says, yes, tell us your day. That's what my day looks like. And it doesn't include making dinner, cleaning up with the kids, doing homework, finding a Mandarin tutor, all of that other stuff. That's just real, right? But the auditor doesn't care that I had to find the Mandarin tutor, or my girls are starting jujitsu tomorrow and I have to figure out what they're supposed to wear on their first day of jujitsu. The auditor doesn't care about that, but they do care about my income producing activities. So for the last 14 years, I have logged all of my income producing activities in a day planner. The next thing, and I know this isn't sexy. I'm sorry. I know it's probably kind of boring, but again, so many of my clients and students have been audited, and every single one of them, to my knowledge, has passed their audit with flying colors. And in fact, one of my students, it was so funny. She's like, the auditor said they had never seen someone so organized. I was like, congratulations. I love hearing that. The next thing that you're gonna do is, after you're logging everything, you're gonna log every conversation you have in a spiral notebook. Now, I just used like a Mead 5-star notebook. I have got a coin on the front. It's kind of funny. If you saw my Facebook Live with Todd Falcone, I'm half Chinese, so Gong Hei Fat Choi, it's Chinese New Year's this week. So you're logging all your conversations. Who can tell me, thanks Teresa, I love you. So who can tell me why you log your conversations? Who can tell me why that's a thing? It's important to log the conversations because, again, if you're ever audited, they want to know what it is you were doing. That's the first thing. So when I'm connecting with someone, I'm writing down, what did we talk about? Even if I go do a face-to-face meeting because I'm writing off the mileage or a portion of my automobile expenses, what did we talk about? Why do we talk about it? For those of you, many of you who follow me are in some form of direct sales business. If you need to go back, the other reason we log it is because we're connecting with so many people. We want to go back and we want to go, why did I talk to this person? What was their primary interest? What is their pain point? I mean, it's just sales 101. So we log all of our conversations. And then what I suggest you do is when you're done with your notebook, you should go through probably one notebook a month. When you're done with your notebook, you write on it the date on the front, what date did it start, what date did it end, and then you save those notebooks. And I recommend saving them in Rubbermaid bins for 7 years. So that way, if you are audited and you do have to prove what it is you're doing, that you have all of that concrete evidence, okay? The other reason you would keep the notebooks is you would keep the notebooks because let's say life happens. So as an example, let's say you were going along, you're building a business, and let's say you had a loved one who got ill. Let's say it was your mom or your dad, and you had to take time off from business and you were going to care for them. And let's say you did get audited, you could actually show historically that you were spending time every day building your business, then life happened. So what they're seeing wasn't normal, it was slightly abnormal in terms of your schedule. Mo wants to know what is a pain point. Mo, when I work with people and I teach them how to sell and teach them NLP sales techniques, we always have to know what a person's pain point is. Their pain point essentially is, what is it that really is keeping them up at night that you can assist them with your product or service, just to give you just kind of a quick overview. So we're having a paper planner, we're having a notebook, and those are the ways we're going to log it. And the third piece of advice that I'm going to give you is really streamlining your communication for business. So this morning, I had sent an email about an event, and which was all well and good and everything. And then the person I sent the email to texted me back. Now, the reason, who can tell me why, you're welcome, hon, why wouldn't I just text to organize the meeting? Why wouldn't I do that? I started the communication with email, but now the person's texting me. Why would I not do that? So firstly, that person is an employee. They don't have to prove their income producing activities to anyone other than their boss. Thank you, Tina. I love you. There's no trail. So that person is only accountable to their boss, whereas I'm accountable to the government of the United States, right? So I said to them, thanks so much for texting. Can we take this back to email so my executive assistant can see this? So we have a trail. Okay, so some of you are booking appointments through Facebook Messenger. Some of you are texting. Some of you are having your business communications that way. Now, in some countries, texting is considered a legitimate form of communication in an audit. However, if you delete your texts and you have no trail left, then unfortunately, there's a saying for that, and I don't swear, so I'm not going to tell you what that saying is, but you could probably guess what it is. I had another person that I know who went into Facebook jail last week. Her account was hacked. She was locked out of Facebook, and unfortunately, if she didn't write her appointments down, if she didn't log everything, if all of your communication is in Facebook and you get locked out of Facebook, that's also a problem for you. So choose a point of communication. And in the world today, the primary point of the means of communication is really still via email for traditional business. And so I really prefer, and I say to people, look, if you are going to communicate with me, book an appointment with me, here's how this works. So I'm going to give you guys some extra tips today. So I use a program system called Schedule Once. And actually I have a person from Schedule Once who's doing a demo training next. And it's going to be, I will tell you when it's going to be. It's written in my planner. It is Wednesday, the 21st of February, and it's at 7 Mountain, 9 Eastern. So Dimitri, who's from Schedule Once, he is doing that for all of our, fans and clients and things like that. You can register for that, and he's going to walk you through how that works. And that's the program I use myself. So let's say Bruce wants to book an appointment with me. He sends me a text. Now, if you knew how many texts I get in a day, it's an insidious amount. So he sends me a text. I may or may not see it because we only see the text, like the most recent ones, right? So he sends me a text and I'm like, no, now I'm going to have to go from my text, look at my calendar. Am I available? That's just crazy. If he emails me, my executive assistant is going to pick it up, send him a link to my schedule once, and then he can pick the time that's going to work for him. He's going to fill out a quick form. Why are we talking? It's a 20-minute block, and that automatically populates my calendar. So we always want to streamline our communication and make sure that there is a trail of communication, why we're speaking to someone, what we spoke about, so on and so forth. And so these are some of the most simple things you can physically do. Someone sent me a long Facebook message. I get so many Facebook messages. You probably do have an idea. I shouldn't say it's insulting if I say you don't have an idea. I get so many Facebook messages. And if someone's not my Facebook friend, firstly, I'm not going to see it. Secondly, there's just so many, there's a lot of junk. I don't use Facebook Messenger as a communication tool. I really don't read them. And people, again, wanting appointments coming through Messenger. So the thing I'll say to you is that you're going to have to teach people how to communicate with you. But if you want to make a professional income, you've got to act like a professional. And this is what professionals do. So with that, hopefully today has been helpful. I just want to finish up with saying 3 key things. Number 1, if you like tax tips, check out my latest podcast on iTunes, The Susan Sly Project with Sandy Botkin. It's awesome. Number 2, my Class Business Academy. If you want to build your online business brand, that is coming up. Go to susansly.com. I have a class called Organize Your Life for Entrepreneurs. So if this kind of stuff is resonating with you about getting organized, productive, that is the program for you. That is currently for sale on the web, early bird pricing for $297. So do check it out. That starts later this spring. And with that, I want to say I won't be here next Monday at the usual time because I'll be on an airplane. But I wish everyone an amazing week. Let's finish this month strong. Let's get you guys hyper organized. I do read all of your comments. If this has been helpful to you or useful, please do go ahead and forward it. And if you have a suggestion for a topic you'd like me to speak on, I would love to assist you. So with that, God bless. Go make it an amazing, amazing day, and I will see you next time.